Sky Sports 1, live.
Another match to savour in the Super League, and it's the ultimate rugby league derby. Wigan and St Helens have played out some classics, and this could be another, as the Saints go for their first league double over Wigan for 20 years. First, though, our Sunday evening flit through the weekend's results. Warrington 34, Halifax Blue Sox 12. Saturday, Castleford 16, Wakefield 12. And earlier today, Huddersfield, Sheffield Giants 20, Leeds Rhinos 48. London Broncos 16, Bradford Bulls 24, and Salford City Reds 30, Hull 22. It means that the Bulls have hit the top again, but Wigan will be back there if they win tonight. St Helens aim to keep pace, of course. Castleford won last night, Leeds are still there. Hull have lost some ground with that defeat at the Salford City Reds. The Wigan dressing room. The Warriors come home after 3 weeks on the road at Halifax, London and Bradford, and it couldn't be a more appealing game. The Saints aiming to knock Wigan off the top of the table and maintain their own hopes of finishing up as league leaders. Let's take a check on the two sides. The Warriors have Radlinski at fullback. Young David Hodgson, 18 years of age, making his full debut for the club, is on the wing instead of the injured Brett Dulles. Renouf, Connolly and Robinson. Andy Farrell continues at standoff, the captain alongside Willie Peters. And the forwards, O'Connor, Newton, Cowie, Cassidy, Betts and Chris Chester. And the replacements, Gilmore, Mestrov, Davis and Malem. The coach, Frank Endicott. Now the men from St Helens, Wellens at full-back. Hall, Iro returns after a calf strain, he's missed the last three. Hoppy, Sullivan, Martin and Long, the half-back combination. The forwards, O'Neill, Cunningham, Nicol, Chris Joint, the St Helens captain, alongside Perolini in the second row, and Paul Sculthorpe returns to action, his first appearance since Leeds' win at Nosey Road 3 weeks ago. And on the bench for them, Vila Matautia, Tim Yonkers, Scott Barrow and Mike Bennett, the coach, Ian Millwood. Well, there is the St Helens coach, Ian Millwood, 11 straight wins at the start of his career at Knowsley Road. The 1999 Northern Ford Premiership Coach of the Year with Lee now has 14 wins in Super League to his name. And his men enter the fray. They boast the best away record in Super League. Just one defeat, 17-16. Couldn't have been closer at Odsal. They were here in January, of course, at this magnificent stadium to face Melbourne Storm for the World Club Challenge. They lost that night by 44 points to 6. But they are seeking their first league double over Wigan for 20 years, since 1979-80, the year that Wigan were relegated to Division 2. And they have brought an almighty contingent with them to the JJB Stadium for this top-of-the-table battle in the Super League. Kieran Cunningham is there, Kevin Iro is there, the big guns are all there, but there are one or two significant names missing. Chris Joint, of course, the captain, but Paul Newlove isn't there, and they might well be missing him. Now, Frank Endicott, still waiting to hear if Wigan want him next year as the coach, but the Bradford Bulls victory was an impressive 14th from his 17 matches. He didn't see the defeat against St Helens on Good Friday. He was 12,000 miles away with the Kiwis taking on the Aussies in the Anzac Test. But I spoke to him today and he said, even though he was 12,000 miles away, it still hurt him as much as it hurt his players, who leave the dressing room now. They finished top in 1998. They went all the way in the playoffs, and they're aiming to do that again this year. 5 matches now unbeaten. At home, only the 12-all draw against the Bradford Bulls blots a 100% copybook. No Brett Dallas, he's out for 12 weeks with a broken jaw sustained in the battle at Odsal against Bradford last Friday. The firecrackers, the applause, the Warriors. Out they come for this vital game. Not only local pride at stake tonight, but also much, much more in terms of the season.
Wonderful atmosphere. The fans thoroughly enjoying this. This is where the nerves set in from both sides. And as we've seen so often in the past, both the Wigan side and St Helens pack know they have to take control early. They have to boss the middle of the park. It is so important in that department. It's always been rough and ready in the first 10-15 minutes. Let's hope that the referee Stuart Cummins keeps a pretty tight check on it early in the proceedings.
Well, we're watching tonight the only two sides to have won Super League via the playoff system. Wigan in '98, St Helens last year, and both have designs on a third grand final at Old Trafford on October the 14th. Tonight's result will go a long way to deciding who finishes above who in the table between these two. Martin kicks off, Radlinski's underneath the kick-off. Cowie with the first tackle of the match, loses the ball. Oh, the referee said it went back, it must have come off of St Helens' hand.
Certainly did, well spotted there by Cummings. Cowie carrying the ball, and it was dislodged. Well, that should have been a penalty, was the two men involved. Either way, they've given them the benefit of the doubt, just went back to 6. Knock-on has been given.
Big hit there by Kieran Cunningham on Mick Cassidy. Here's Cowie again, his second touch. Ducks underneath a high swinging arm from from Hoppy rather. First penalty of the game going against the New Zealander.
We'll talk about putting yourself about, and that is exactly what Neil Cowie is doing. That's a second hit up. That's his first. Illegal though.
First minute of the match has gone, and St Helens have yet to touch the football and have it in their hands anyway. O'Connor, who had a magnificent game at Odsal against the Bradford Bulls, probably his best in Wigan's colours. Inside it goes to Willie Peters, then to Neil Cowie. Will we ever forget the drop goal he scored at Odsal that night? He certainly won't.
No, we'll never forget it. He will tell everybody.
Peters, he feeds it wide to Betts, another of Wigan's best at Bradford.
Good tackling though, Sean Hoppy going low.
Gary Connolly wearing the scrum cap, not the best ball to Farrell. He had to stretch out and pick it up before he gave it to Cassidy. Cassidy then tackled, but Wigan deep in St Helens territory. Newton lost his footing, still slipped the ball though as two men approached. Peters, on it goes to Andy Farrell. Farrell straightens up, Nicol desperately. He gets the ball away though. Forward pass. Farrell's pass was forward. Chester's try, scrubbed out.
Good effort though. Just couldn't get it away. He was just juggling with the football. And the loose forward, Chris Chester, knew that they'd blown the chance. Well spotted by the official. 50-50 ball, but it has gone against Wigan. But what a great build-up.
So now St Helens have the ball in the hands for the first time. It's with Iro. So important to St Helens' cause that he's back tonight after the calf strain. Hoppy was the man at dummy half, his New Zealand test colleague as well so many times. 33 caps for Hoppy for his country, 34 for Kevin Iro. This is Chris Joint, the St Helens captain. Struggles to his feet. Sean Long. On it goes to Tommy Martin. Martin on the break up the middle. Oh, he slipped at the vital moment, took a bad bang too.
Not only that, Sean Long was screaming for the football on the inside. He's badly injured by the looks of things, Martin.
That would be a cruel blow for St Helens. Long's kick over the top is collected on that far side of the field by young David Hodgson.
See how it just ghosted through Chester. Back on the inside, and you can see on the right-hand side there, Sean Long. Golden opportunity missed. Looks okay though, there's Martin.
Yes, jogging back to the defensive line and duties now. Tommy Martin saying in the newspaper this morning he was so close to moving to Wigan at the start of the year, but the deal fell through. This was before Ian Millwood arrived to take over from Ellery Hanley as the coach. He was very much out of favour with Hanley, but he is the fulcrum with Long for Ian Millwood. Here goes Farrell though, he's broken through. Radlinski goes down in midfield, it's with Peters, on it goes to Newton. Newton looking for support, They're stretched outside. Renouf scores in the corner. What a start for Wigan. What a try for Wigan. The ball skimmed and zipped from one side of the field to the other. And Steve Renouf, he was concussed at Nosey Road. He had to miss the following game. It's his 10th try of the season, and Wigan off to a flyer.
Outstanding rugby league football. The link out wide. Very rare you see Chris Joint go high like that, especially on a big man like Farrell. Offloaded. It was wonderful support play. Peters onto the hooker Newton. It was always going to be a try. They run out of defenders in Saints. This is outstanding rugby league football. Juggles with it, just palms off Joint. Joint was late, went high. Captain Courageous kept his cool. This is outstanding support play. Run out of numbers, as I say. The Australians start in for the first try.
Well, Steve Renouf, as you see, 5 tries in Brisbane Broncos' massive World Club defeat of St Helens in 1997. But as far as he is concerned, that's the most important. And it has given Wigan a 4-point lead. What a try. A 4-pointer that had the Wigan hallmark stamped all over it. So Andrew Farrell, and this isn't the easiest of first kicks. He's given it a great chance, but he's just pulled it the front side of the posts. Wigan 4, St Helens 0.
Well, we saw the break from Tommy Martin. St Helens blew their opportunity, but not on this occasion when Wigan had theirs. Beautiful fend off there. Upper body strength was quite outstanding from the Wigan skipper. Like all rugby league players throughout the world, if you keep supporting the man with a football, the overlap will eventually get their way.
St Helens then falling behind, just as they did on Good Friday at Knowsley Road. They conceded the first try that afternoon, but went on to win 38 points to 14. Is history going to repeat itself?
Well, it's certainly a wake-up call for the St Helens defence. As I say, it is not often you see... Oh, well, I get the impression that the crowd sort of nudged the official, Stuart Cummings there. But when you see the replay, it already gone with a whistle to the mouth. And you can see St Helens Eddie trying to slow things down. They know that Wigan's on the roll.
Yes, they're trying to turn them on the back and just wait for a second or two. And Spetz was losing his rag then. This now is Radlinski. Here is Chris Chester. Chester going up the middle, but there was Nicol and there was Long there. Frank Endicott, the Wigan coach. Satisfying start for him, I'm sure. 6 minutes gone. Cassidy.
Ooh, clash of heads there.
Here is Newton, having a wonderful first season with Wigan after his transfer from Leeds at the back end of last year. Chester, Peters, Farrell, forward again, surely to Connolly. Ball back inside, Hodgson. Hodgson's going to score. Hodgson behind the sticks on his debut. Try is given, but an element of doubt about the pass out wide. But Stuart Cummings cannot go back to the video referee to adjudicate on that. But from this angle up here, it looked a touch forward, but take nothing away from Hodgson.
We'll see clearly from the high shot. It was a delayed pass. Oh, that was a mile forward. Not even the momentum rule can give you that. And you will see that this ball is going well and truly forward. The ball was virtually passed on the line. It was received about 2 meters over it. And little wonder that the St Helens fans who are camped at this end, where they scored the try, good work by Renouf, good thinking by Hodgson. Take nothing away from the youngster. His positioning to come back on the inside at the very precise moment was superb. But the pass from Farrell, never mind doubt, it was forward, not seen by the officials.
Farrell doesn't miss those, and St Helens have got a crisis to overcome here. They trailed by 10 points to 0. But the pass from Andy Farrell out wide was most certainly forward, and Ian Millwood's stern expression tells its own story.
Well, this is the vital pass, and he was about 2 meters over that line. So, to me, it has to be given as a forward. The momentum certainly wasn't there. And for those who perhaps don't know much about the rules of rugby league, the momentum rule is that the man who has passed it, if he actually goes in front of the man when he receives it, the referee will allow that. But it was quite clear there, the high shot, that Farrell did not do that.
Well, St Helens trying to stop Wigan's progress, but at the moment the Warriors are on a roll. And the missed tackles, St Helens have missed 5, and they've just missed another against Chester, and they're having the devil's own job to keep Wigan out.
Well, we said they were on a roll, and full credit to the Wigan tactics. They're not messing around down the middle like we normally expect in these derby games. They're keeping this ball alive. They're shipping it out wide. And remember, there's got to be some sort of doubt about the fitness of Kevin Iro.
Well, he's hardly touched the football yet. That's Paul Wellham surrounded by 3. But what a moment for young David Hodgson, the 18-year-old winger, making his full debut.
And the touch judge has seen it. Well, the Saints fans won't like that either. Wigan have got away with one, Saints haven't. Little doubt. Paul Sculthorpe not too happy.
Opinions.
But look at that, he was a mile forward.
Fellas, let's get set first.
They completely have lost the plot, St Helens, both in their defensive line, missing far too many vital tackles. You can't do that in the opening 10 minutes.
Not of a match against Wigan. Peters gets the ball from the base of the scrum. It's opened up for Peters. Joint had to shoot out and haul him down.
Desperate lunge there from the Saints skipper.
Connolly, wide it goes. Dennis Beck's trying to get over on all 4s, but Hoppy was all over the top of him. Here's Hodgson. Connolly now. Grounded. O'Neill and Cunningham.
Wigan yet to utilise the kick to the corner.
It might come now with Farrell. No, back on the inside to Cowie. Cowie looking for support. There it is. Oh, it's another. Chris Chester scored. Chris Chester scored another for Wigan. St Helens are in ruins.
Unbelievable rugby league football. It all came about from that bad mistake. Remember the forward pass to Sculthorpe, and from the resulting scrum, their build-up is superb. Like I mentioned, they're keeping this ball alive. Nothing fancy about it. They're just a slip back on the inside. Cowie then gets it off to Chester. The Warriors, this is the incident. No doubt about the forward pass. Wigan are on fire. They're just keeping this ball alive. Look at the Saints' defence. Total confusion. Well done from Chester, who's made a great fist of going into the forwards at loose forward. They are happy. H-A-P-P-Y here at the JJB. They know it's T-R-Y.
So Andy Farrell with the conversion to come. It's 14-0 now. It's about to be 16-0, and St Helens, they've got Mount Everest against them. It'll be a long, hard road back for the champions now. 16-0. What a start from Wigan.
See how the defence slides out to Farrell. The ball will come back on the inside to the man-eye circle, which was Cowie. But that was awful defence. They were just standing still there. Nothing they could do about it. They're looking down the barrel of a really good hammering.
Oh, this is out on the full. Tommy Martin, his kick-off sailing out on the full.
What a huge mistake. They cannot just get themselves together.
This is the biggest crisis of Ian Millwood's St Helens reign.
Look at that scoreline. Little wonder there's looks of disbelief on the faces of this St Helens outfit. They won't give in, that is for sure. There's plenty of talent out there. Saints know, and their coach Ian Millwood knows too. The big question is, can they get the football? They've hardly had it.
It's with Wigan again in the shape of Neil Cowie, who plays the ball to Terry Newton. 87% of the time the ball's been in red and white hands, and this is Gary Connolly. Always a special day for Connolly when he faces the club that he began. It's with Farrell.
Again, we have yet to see the kick being utilised by Wigan. They're just so confident.
It bounced off the chest of Peters. Here's Connolly again. I should maybe clear that up. It's where Gary Connolly began his career, not where Gary Connolly started a rugby league club, of course. This is Farrell. Trying to get away from Perolini. Offloads to Cassidy. It's on the last tackle. Oh, he's going to have another kick, is Cowie. Underneath it, Sullivan.
Good refereeing there by Stuart Cummins. When Cowie kicked that football, there were 4 Wigan players out on the right-hand side.
Cowie is penalised for the flop.
Well, that's great relief for the Saints, but this is the incident where he went in a little bit too late. He was claiming that he slipped. But it's great to see referees when they shout at the players in front, say, leave off him, and that's why Anthony Sullivan could take it quite easily.
Perolini, that was risky business. It just bounced, and Wellens managed to get it just before Robinson. Then he took the tackle from Chester and Robinson for his temerity. Iro bundled out over the line. Oh dear.
They're on fire.
They are. How Durst and Helens come here and think they're going to record a league double for the first time in 20 years. That's what we're going to say now.
Well, we often say, and I said it before the game, is the fact that the opening 10-15 minutes is so important. Whoever bosses the game out there usually goes on to win it quite convincingly. But don't worry, St. Helens, they won't throw the towel in. They just can't get going.
One of the youngsters, Tim Yonkers, is warming up and might well be on shortly. And we believe it's for Kevin Iro, so it looks like the gamble has backfired, and Iro's calf strain hasn't fully recovered.
There's always going to be doubt about him, and that's the reason why Wigan have been launching and trying to keep this ball alive. As I've kept reminding you viewers, is the fact that they've still yet to utilise the kick. And when you're on fire like this, so confident, they're running the power play. Some of the St. Helens tackling getting a little bit too high. They're losing their composure.
This is Cassidy again. Nicol manages to haul him down on the 20-metre line. The referee shouting at Nicol, and also Perolini to get off the grounded player. Good kick out wide, looking for Hodgson again. Connolly's there, but Connolly's in touch. Gary Connolly in touch, and the kick across field.
Well, you could see there that Sullivan, they're absolutely shell-shocked to the Saints.
He wasn't in touch. Gary Connolly was not in touch.
He got rid of it. But is the left boot just on the whitewash? Pretty difficult for the touch judge to see that. He probably thought it was on the line. I must say, you saw there that the difference between the two sides, Eddie, is that Wigan, they're up for it. They're pumped up for it. We saw there Sullivan didn't even jump for the football. 2 Wigan players did.
Well, what a night for Wigan so far, and what a night for young David Hodgson out on the wing as Iro takes a tackle. There he is, only 18 years of age, and Frank Endicott, talking about him before the match, said he was excited at the prospect of seeing this youngster coming into his first full match, and in the electric atmosphere of a derby as well. And what's more, with that try, young Hodgson has not let his coach down. Robinson collects the kick downfield. There's nobody within 20 metres of Robinson when he collected that ball. The chase was poor.
Well, you just mentioned the youngster David Hodgson. Why on earth did St. Helens kick to one of the most experienced players out there in Jason Robinson?
Well, so many clubs do that, don't they?
Well, we saw that also on Friday night. Remember, Warrington had 2 young wingers out there, and Halifax failed to put them under pressure, and as the game progressed, they got more confident. And Saints, they've opted to go to kick the ball to Robinson.
Here we go, scrum, Saints ball.
Well, Hoppy's hand is all over that ball, and it looks like he did flick it away.
Little doubt in my mind, not according to the referee Stuart Cummins. Well, any respite for the Saints forwards, they'll accept, I can assure you. They've been run off the feet at the moment.
Iro, how fit is he? All right, Kevin Iro, he's got Hall out wide. Oh, what a tackle! What a tackle by Radlinski! Steve Hall is 21 years of age tomorrow. There's a birthday present from the Wigan fullback.
Then again, St Helens losing possession early in the tackle count. I mentioned the fact that Wigan, they are up for this. They are travelling like Concord.
Come on, fellas. Play the balls. We're going to be out snappy now. The movement as soon as
Ian
it's
Millwood desperately trying to find the formula to halt Wigan.
It's not so much a formula, Eddie. It's that wide thing out there. It's called a ball. Keep hold of it.
Another penalty.
Well, Saints have to really become composed. They've got to get their act together, because if Wigan score in the next 5 or 6 minutes, it's probably going to be a mountain that this Saints side has to climb.
It's a mountain already.
Well, I'd hardly call it Everest. Still a lot of time to go.
Peters, wide to Farrell. Runner is Radlinski. Here's Renoff. Renoff away from Sean Long, but not away from Steve Hall, but within 20 metres of the St Helens line. He plays it to Robinson. Now it's with Cassidy.
Too many of the Saints are going high into the tackle.
Terry Newton, Willie Peters, Andy Farrell. Man on the overlap wide is Connolly. Oh, it flipped off him and Hodgson.
Went forward.
Well, I'm not so sure. I think Connolly's a little bit hard done by. We'll see.
Well, I know he was facing his own stick, he had a spin to it, but that's a forward, I reckon. And we'll see quite clearly from here. Oh, well, maybe you're right, Eddie. It was
off his shoulder.
Well, off the arm, and I think that the first impact, when you roll it back, first impact is going forward. Referee and the touch judge has got it right. He's taken about 2.5, maybe 3 metres forward before the winger could get to it.
Well, St Helens won't be complaining, that's it for sure.
Well, they've got to tough it out now. They've got to make sure that they get into the swing of this game. Not do anything fancy, Saints. Just hard, solid work. Get the forwards charging through, then get a good kick and chase game going.
Well, Iro playing on through the pain. They've asked him to keep going if he possibly can, Kevin Iro. Plays it on halfway to Kieran Cunningham. And Cunningham can't get away from O'Connor. Newton is in there as well. That's the last tackle for St Helens. 10 metres inside the Wigan half.
I thought Cunningham may have lost that.
Hanging kick from Long again, but Radlinski's under no pressure whatsoever.
It was a poor kick. It was far too deep. Bit of a high tackle, but across the chest, according to the official. But look at the St Helens defence. They're being sucked into it by hanging back. They're not going forward. They're not getting into the faces.
Robinson from dummy half scampers away again, only as far as O'Neill. And Chris Joint was all over the back of O'Neill as well. They're desperately trying to slow the Wigan machine down.
Here we go.
That's the last tackle, this set of 6. Here's Peters. Jinks inside Tommy Martin. Gets the kick over the top, but it's straight down the throat at Paul Wellens. Now, what can Wellens build from the back for St Helens? Well, how many times have the players slipped over tonight? It's a very lush surface, this, at the JJB Stadium. It's a magnificent ground and wonderful condition that the turf is in.
Well, it makes me wonder, Eddie, whether the St Helens side, they've come out with very short stubs. And I think they needed a little bit longer. That's about the 4th St Helens player that slipped. Nice, simple run around, but Renouf was not going to be kidded, though he's injured.
As you can see, not the happiest of hunting grounds, Wigan, for the Saints. This is Martin, who gets the ball away to Hoppy. A much better run from Hoppy. Hoppy will go in here. Hoppy under the sticks. Sean Hoppy with the try for St Helens, and suddenly Ian Millwood's men have a bit of hope. Great play from the record New Zealand Test try scorer Sean Hoppy.
Quick play the ball. You could see how the Wigan defence, they were stood in the line. Neat little run around. He did well to get that away, Wellens. And Hoppy. And it's Wigan this time going far too high. Radlinski couldn't do anything about it. This is a sensational try from Hoppy. Boy, did they need that. First real opportunity in the Wigan attacking area, and they keep it alive. Cassidy went far too high, but that's good evasive running there from Hoppy. The New Zealander would enjoy that. So do the Saints fans, but the coach Ian Millwood's clapping too.
Sean Hoppy with the try, and he scored on this ground, you may remember, in the World Club Championship against Melbourne Storm in January. Long adds the extras. St Helens have as many points now as they had that night. Wigan 16, St Helens 6.
There you see 2 circles, 7 in the cluster. There's always going to be problems out wide, and they sure were. Lovely how they kept the ball alive there. Feeble attempt though, and Hoppy took full advantage. What an effort.
He returned against Warrington last week, missed the previous 6. Frank Endicott, alongside him Billy Boston and Dean Bell. Farrell with the deep kick-off. Underneath it, Tommy Martin. And here comes Julian O'Neill, driving the ball forward and upfield again. Can St Helens come back from this?
Big hit there. Oh, Cowie went into him.
Sculthorpe felt it, played the ball to Long. Here now is Sonny Nicol. Big hit by Andy Farrell.
This is bruising. The crowd are loving this.
Well, it's Wigan's turn now to try and halt St Helens, because they've got a bit of a momentum going now. Cunningham comes down the short side. Jinks inside too. Runs belligerently at the Wigan defence again, but that's the last tackle. And it's with Apollo Perolini. Now with Sean Long. Little dab over the top from Long, but he was taken out of it there.
Certainly moved.
He was the meat in the sandwich of O'Connor and Newton.
And they both moved. Neat little chip over. No one at home. Quite clearly in front of the referee, Stu Cummings. There's a quick thinker, there's a little half-back Sean Long. Realised that Wigan, so often early in the count, they do not drop the sweeper. Now here's an interesting decision. Remember, this is a St Helens side who have had very little possession.
Yes, but they're going for goal because it's 16-6. This to reduce the arrears to 8.
Try and get in there on time on the tackle. There's a couple on the borderline.
Well, if he gets it, it'll be A-OK.
This is his 99th appearance for the St Helens club against Wigan, the club that let him go, you may remember.
The voice from on high.
He was allowed to leave. Ian Millwood, the St Helens coach, keeping his fingers crossed that Long kicks this. Long allowed to leave Wigan in 1997. A couple of Old Trafford Academy Grand Finals in his time here. Never really got the opportunity to blossom, but he's blossoming all right at St Helens. It's 16-8. The fight back is underway.
Well, they'll feel that that was the correct option. Only 8 points the difference now. And supporters from both sides. Little wry smile on the face of their coach Ian Millwood, who must have been extremely nervous and concerned with the opening blitz. Pull back a little bit of the possession now of Saints.
Farrell with another deep kick-off, exactly in the same spot. Martin to O'Neill. Well, suddenly St Helens are beginning to run with a little bit of belief, but in the opening quarter of an hour or so, they were almost blown completely off their feet. It took 12 minutes, that's all, for Wigan to build up a 16-0 lead. But now St Helens have the bit between their teeth.
Well, they've done the right thing. They've decided to roll the sleeves up, get through a little bit of hard work.
Referee's got them for another forward pass.
Well, I'm not so sure. I mean, the fans on the home side. Well, I can't see anything wrong with that whatsoever. Well, that has me absolutely mesmerised.
That's the one that was pulled for forward.
It looks all right for mine.
Get him, Paul.
Well, the marginal decisions have gone Wigan's way. Oh, charge down! Tommy Martin! If he can fly Hackness and win the race with Radlinski, he'll score! Martin will get the try! There was nothing wrong with it, I don't think. It was a charge down.
Here.
And Martin has been injured in sliding over for the 4-pointer. Has he grounded it correctly? Whoa, nearly went out of the grasp.
He juggled it well. That is a wonderful effort. Momentum takes him over. There's no movement of the left arm. That is a great effort, you know, Eddie, because of the fact that when he juggled with the football, he pulled it away so that he could fend away with the right arm. This will be TRY.
Let's see, the video referee, the St Helens fans praying that it's TRY, and it is. Well, they've given them a 16 points lead. That's now down to 4 and a kick to come.
Not the best kick from Andy Farrell. Took an eternity to get it away. Came off the boot. And Martin went through. He did the right thing to put foot to boot there because he knew that Rudlinski was getting to him. But this is the most important factor. When he juggles it, he makes sure that he gets it across to his left arm so that he can fend away at the vital moment. Look at this. He wouldn't have made it without that. What an effort. But that was a poor kick. He took such a long time, did the skipper, Andy Farrell. Well, it's no slouch at running, is Rudlinski. And Martin certainly showed some extreme speed there. Oh, what a turnaround.
Unbelievable. Long with the conversion. He gets it from 16-0 down. St Helens now 16-14 down. Game on at the JJB. That's better for Ian Milburn.
We said we may get a treat, and boy oh boy, we certainly have. But look at the time that it takes for Farrell to get the ball away. Martin just turned, little bit of luck his way, but this isn't luck, this is sheer skill. Just fended off Rudlinski. A man who in the off-season was even thinking about leaving his beloved St Helens.
And coming here.
He was on the outer. Oh, what a hit! Was it an elbow? No, according to the officials.
But it looked awful.
Here we go.
What on earth? No one has picked that up. Oh, they're losing their cool now. Wigan.
But he's down now. 3.
It's a shoulder charge. And O'Neill, to his credit, just bounced back up and played the football as though a gnat had just hit him.
Here we go.
Well, the arm instinctively came up from Cowie, and it obviously looked worse than it was.
Well, he moved it with the shoulder.
Make the 10.
Last tackle here for St Helens. Sean Long. High kick. Suddenly, St Helens chasing these kicks downfield. Wellens hauls down Rudlinski.
Much better there. Good kick and chase. After their unsteady start, they come back into it. Never got back to 10.
Back to 10.
Good thinking by the young winger. Took the ball quickly, set off. Could see there was quite a few there that had made no attempt to go back to the official. He may be young, but young Hudson, he read that extremely well. At a time when it was Wigan on the rack.
Well,
what a game.
What a game indeed, and it's taking its toll, I think, injuries, and Bill has got news of those.
Yes, Eddie, Tommy Martin went in for that try, but at what cost to the Saints, because he's still holding that right arm very gingerly indeed, and he's had treatment from the physio, Jeanette Smith. They want him to stay on and just see if he can run it off, but I noticed the last tackle he was lined up for, he didn't seem to commit fully to it. I think he's worried about it.
This is Dennis Betts now, and Betts taking on Tommy Martin, but it's Martin's turn to be brave for the St Helens cause now. Willie Peters, long ball to Andy Farrell. Farrell back inside to Cowie, who's dropped it.
Well, it was a carbon copy of the move that produced the try for Chester. Back on the inside. Third time they've utilised that in the first half, but you could see that Cowie was not running onto it. Just took his eyes off the ball at the vital moment. Well, it looked all the world that Farrell and his men were going to give Saints a hiding.
But not at the moment.
Oh, he could have been penalised yet again there, Farrell.
Sculthorpe gets to his feet. Matautia, that could have been forward from Perolini. Matautia wrestled to the ground by Chester. On halfway, he plays it to Sean Long. Long, the beautiful dummy, but bounces off.
Play
ran
on,
off.
back to 6.
And
They'll
then
play the knock on there.
One that way. First one. Yeah. First one.
Well, the opportunity was there.
Scrum, that way.
You see he gets a ball away, Renouf, and it went backwards, so that's play on.
First one.
Cunningham couldn't put it in.
Let's get bound in, Chris, please, this time. Chris.
Well, if that went backwards, which it did, how is that the first knock on?
Right, he's down for one, get up.
I get confused just like you at times.
Well,
He's deemed it that when Renouf charged the ball down, it went forward.
Exactly. Wellens looked like it went backwards, but again, from St Helens' point of view, they won't quibble. And here's Iro to Long. Misses out Cunningham. Oh, that was an awful pass. And a good job that Chris Joynt was there. Willie Peters, had he taken that in, would have been up the other end and putting it down behind the posts. Here's Long.
Lost it. He'll play the advantage.
Here we are.
It was Sean Hoppy, I think, who lost the possession.
Opportunity gone. It's not surprising that a lot of these players are losing the ball.
No, it was Kevin Iro, was it?
Some of the tackling out there is so ferocious.
Here goes Renouf. Oh, good tackle. Great tackle by Sculthorpe.
It had to be as well. You could see how Renouf was just stepping off the left foot.
Get him short.
Well, the referee could blow for a penalty there against O'Neill and Hoppy. Cassidy to within 40 metres of the St Helens line. Another, there is the penalty. Matautia, it was on the last tackle, and Ian Millwood will be furious.
Stupid play, it's as simple as that. Just because the official allowed the previous tackle to allow them to maul all over. When you get to the last, you've got to use a bit of common sense. And as you can see, the pen took a hammering.
And I think
so it will
Matautia's ears might at half-time,
My
yes.
word.
And interesting here, Andy Farrell has decided 40 metres out to have a kick at goal. Such is the topsy-turvy nature of this match. So Farrell,
we said it was a mountain for Saints side to climb. I did say perhaps it wasn't Everest, but full credit to Saints how they have clawed their way back. Just could not get the football in the opening 15 minutes.
well, he's banged in centre field, and there are the posts, and he's got the direction, he's got the distance, he's got the 2 points. Andy Farrell, 18-14 now. The man who's second on the goal chart behind Henry Paul, third on the points chart behind Henry Paul and Sean Long, has increased Wigan's advantage. Well, Frank Endicott was looking pretty relaxed in the opening 12 minutes. He looks a little more concerned now. And Ian Millwood plotting and thinking about what he's going to say at half-time.
Topsy-turvy time for the two coaches.
Stay behind now.
But the crowd here, and I'm sure your viewers at home, are thoroughly enjoying this. They are serving us up a treat.
Here's Tony Mestrov. Flying tackle on him was by Perolini. Steve Renouf. Much better defence now from St Helens. They were caught almost cold in the opening quarter of an hour.
Well, at least they're trying to get somebody down onto the legs.
Betts, a great run. Betts, you have. Betts, that's a good tackle from Wellens. Wigan were flooding up in support. Here's Newton. To Farrell. Steps, oh, it was over-elaborate then. Radlinski was not expecting that. He got it straight in the mush.
Well, I'm afraid you've got to be expecting it. The field of play. Just had a last-minute grasp. Obviously didn't expect the pass from his skipper.
Here we go, fellas, let's go.
Even so,
Let's go.
they're coming up with those silly errors that start eating away. Helps build the confidence for the opposition.
Martin to Long. Long with a kick for Sullivan to chase. What a tactic this could be! Sullivan! Sullivan's all on his own! Sullivan! Misses it!
Dropped it!
Oh, no!
I do not believe it. He has dropped the ball with the line open.
And then see whether he's grounded the ball.
Well, he's checking the onside, offside, but I don't think he needs to worry about that, because Anthony Sullivan's given himself up here.
Onside, no doubt about that. Beautiful tactic, straight from the scrum base. Remember, clubs these days are reluctant to have a fullback. They have him in the line of defence, and he has just fluffed it. What a miss. He was in two minds whether to dip for the ball about 15-20 metres out. Decided to kick it on the second time. It bobbled all over, and he knows the golden opportunity has gone to N-O-T-R-Y.
And it is, and it's a 20-metre restart to Wigan. Well, that was the moment when St Helens were back in the match. They were level pegging had Sullivan scored that try. 3 minutes to half-time.
It's a breath of fresh air, though, to see sides wanting to be so adventurous from the scrum base like that. Not many sides will do it, and full credit to their coach Ian Millwood. He certainly has brought a new dimension, especially in attack, to this St Helens side.
Farrell, wonderful run from the captain. Wide it goes to Hodgson. He's got an open race to the line, cut off by Sullivan, missed by Joint. In the end, they get to him and haul him down. But he's got confidence, this 18-year-old. He really has. Here's Peters. Peters dabs the ball over the top. That was ambitious. Picked up by Steve Hall. Steve Hall takes the tackle a couple of metres from his own line.
Well, this is a kick through. There was really no pressure applied to it. There was nothing in it whatsoever. And they're becoming a little bit confused, though. Good effort, though, by Andy Farrell. A beautiful break. It looked at one point that he was doing an E.T. impression with Julian O'Neill. They were touching fingers for about 5 seconds, but Farrell got away.
Great defence on show here from Wigan. 4 tackles gone. Matautia to try and drive it out. Oh, and Chris Chester has been bowled over like a 10-pin at the bowling alley.
Well, I'll tell you what, there'll be something said about that. Matautia deliberately just went to ground. He never wanted to get involved into the tackle. Now, there's been a lot of talk about this throughout the coaches. That is a malicious attempt. He's just gone and thrown his body at him. He's made no attempt. That should have been a penalty to Wigan. Not for the impact, but the fact that he never made any attempt to go in towards allowing the opposition to tackle it.
Well, Chris Chester is still down and receiving treatment as Betts continues this attack on. We enter the last minute of this first half that has gone through at breakneck speed and has had more twists and turns than a roadmap. O'Connor is now injured.
Well, I reckon that should have been a penalty to Wigan. That looked like a voluntary tackle for mine. Matautia certainly dived in, just went to the ground.
It's with Farrell now. Here is Gary Connolly. In the end, Cunningham and Matautia get to him. The last half minute of the first half. It's last tackle for Wigan. It's with Willie Peters. And he flicks it back to Farrell, who was there just in case. Oh, that could be a penalty. No, play on.
Oh, that looked like a trip there. Well, this first half's now did everything. He put the trip through. Well, it looked like O'Neill certainly put the thigh across him.
Closing seconds of the first half. This will be the last tackle for St Helens, and Martin's got it, and he's given it to Joint. That was a bell ringer by Dennis Betts. He's dropped on halfway. We're at the halfway point. Frank Endicott's off to the dressing room. Chris Joyce having a right go at the touch judge. I bet that's about the forward pass out wide that was not seen by any of the officials. It's 18-14 to Wigan at the break. Wigan off like racehorses. 12 minutes, they led 16-0. Then back came the Saints with 2 tries and 3 kicks from Sean Long. Farrell added a late penalty, but we have had a wonderful first half of Super League, and the Wigan Warriors are ahead, but only just.
A night of boxing that will rock London's foundation. See the best from Britain and the USA, including hard-hitting action from Scott Harrison and Quinton Woods. Then the main event. Lennox Lewis defends his titles against Franz Botha. A huge night of boxing next Saturday at 8, Sky Box Office. You can order this event for $11.95 using your digital remote control 48 hours before it starts. See channel 770 for ordering information.
Mark tells us you do work in the community. But what was it you did at university? And I hear you're fond of needlework. So tell us, how did you two meet?
Bacardi Breezer. There's Latin spirit in every one.
Tart?
I'm here reporting on the state of basic numeracy.
So this new Citroen Zara Forte costs just £9,995.
Absolutely, sir.
With air conditioning, 4 airbags and ABS.
That's right, sir.
You're telling me this 5-door family car costs just $9,995? Where on earth did you learn to add up?
Cambridge, sir.
Visit your Citroen dealer before we learn how to add up.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right?
Chicken worried about everything. If he couldn't work, who would pay the bills? If he broke his beak, who would feed the kids? If he tarred his feathers, who would look after him? Did he need insurance, assurance, or just reassurance? He went and found out exactly what he needed, and also what he didn't need. Now Chicken doesn't worry about his job or breaking his beak. He worries that if he crossed the road, would he get to the other side? And if the sky fell, would he get... For the full story on life and health insurance, talk to HSBC.
This is going to be in the Palais Dauphine champagne reception. Thank you. And you've been invited. Where will you go? Would you with us? Life is a road upon which you will find the inn of happiness.
Financial controller for fast expanding telecoms company. £45,000 a year.
Isn't that the job that you wanted?
Why look for a job when the job can look for you? Read.
Now, you're going deeper and deeper. Now, when I click my fingers, you will sit up and give me your iron brew. Oh, but you're still a goat.
Unavoidably low fares from Virgin Trains.
More live cricket coming up for you this week as we continue our exclusively live coverage of the Triangular One-Day International Series. On Tuesday morning from 10:30, it's the West Indies against Zimbabwe, and on Thursday afternoon, it's England against Zimbabwe. Both matches are live only on Sky Sports 1, live and interactive only on our Sky digital channel, Sky Sports Extra. Half-time in the Wigan Saints match at the JJB Stadium, 18 points to 14. For 12 minutes, St Helens looked like they were going to be absolutely flattened, but then they have come back with a vengeance. And had Anthony Sullivan held on to the football late on, they might even have turned round ahead. Wigan, what a start they made. 3 quick tries, St Helens on the back foot. They were 16-0 up and they were cruising. But the St Helens team, they dug deep in the reserves of courage and strength, fitness, and despite lacking 1 or 2 star names, they came back and they gave Wigan a real fright in that first half. Great game though, isn't it? And these two sides have produced classic upon classic over the years.
I think ever since Sky Sports came on the air about 10.5 years ago, we have followed every one of them. And Steve-O, this one is right up there in the top drawer with all the rest.
It certainly is, and we thought we were going to get a treat, and we certainly have in that first half. More to come in that second stanza, I'm sure. But what a start by Wigan. Their tactics were absolutely spot on. Their coach making sure that they keep the ball alive. They wanted to keep this not the kicking game. Everyone thought that it was going to be a big battle in the forwards, but no, it didn't work out that way. They kept the ball alive. They could have opened their account. Look at this. Good play by Farrell, but you can see forward pass to Chester, the official well and truly in a good position. No try. But then the Martin break. You've got to take your opportunities. Now look on the right-hand side of Martin as you look at the screen, and there's Long. And he says, we have missed the golden opportunity, and they certainly did. And the first chance that Wigan replied, beautiful play here. Joint went far too high. Farrell, handoff. He's a cool customer, back on the inside. You can see the Saints defence, they are all over the place. And when you run out of numbers, this guy will make them pay. Great try, super stuff. This is the Hodgson try. Was it a forward pass from Farrell? Yes, I think it was. Not spotted by the official. But good work, though, by Hodgson. He read it well, came in at the right moment. It's something he'll remember for quite some time. They were just running riot, Wigan. Back on the inside, expecting the kick yet again. Cowie. Ball handling. Chester having a fine match in support. And it looked as though they were in for a drubbing. But full credit, they kept their composure, Saints. Sheer hard work. They kept the ball alive. And Hoppy, not the best attempt there by Gary Connolly. Skipped in. That was a wonderful individual effort. They needed it. And it was the little boost that Saints needed. This was superb from Wigan, though. The kick there, should I say St. Helens, when Martin charged the ball down. But he does ever so well here. Look, as he juggles it, he makes sure that it goes in his left hand so he can fend off Redlinski. And this was a kick right from the scrum base. He was in two minds, Sullivan. And well done, Hodgson. At least he was just there to put him off. And that was a golden opportunity, John. But this is the incident that will be talked about for quite some time here. This is a voluntary tackle. Look at that. He's made no attempt to allow the man, which is Chester, and he just, well, looked like a bowling ball at his legs. And I'm sure that we'll hear quite a lot of that because Greg McCullum will have a long, hard look at that tactic. And as far as I'm concerned, it was a voluntary tackle, but that sort of thing, we have to make sure does not become prevalent within our game.
Well, there's a lot of teams we've seen, they do use that tactic of trying to dive underneath the man coming in, don't they?
And a lot of coaches, they have been complaining that a lot of the Australian coaches, not that we have many British ones left in the Super League these days, but a lot of the coaches, yes, they are complaining about certain tactics like that. But that was just awful. I mean, we've got to stop players doing that. I mean, let's hope that, fortunately, Chester could have finished up with a broken leg. We can't afford to be doing that.
Unfortunately, he didn't, and he will be out for the second half. And I wonder if you've spotted amongst all of this wonderful stuff we've seen tonight, possible man of the match performance. If you have, someone will be going home with the watch tonight. That's the prize that the man of the match picks up. And of course, you as well at home can have your say as to who wins the man of the match award. And if you come out with the right name, you can be off to Old Trafford. We'll ask you to ring a little bit later on with about 20 minutes of the match remaining. 09009 10 10 13. Remember, on our matches, you have to predict the losing coach's choice as man of the match, i.e. the man who has done the most to cause the downfall of the losing side. And if you get the name right, you win the 2 tickets to the grand final, and then you go into the draw to win the VIP box at Old Trafford on the night. 20 minutes to go. Right, let's take a look at how things have shaped up this weekend, 12,000 miles away in Australia. Here come the results, and Brisbane have beaten the Northern Eagles. Canberra have beaten the Sydney City Roosters. Cronulla got on top of the Auckland Warriors. Canterbury Bulldogs won at the Melbourne Storm. The Cowboys have beaten West Tigers. Parramatta Eels have beaten Newcastle Knights. And Penrith have beaten St George Illawarra. Now, it's desperate times in the NRL, because if you lose, you can be out of the top 8, and the West Tigers will know that now. So the top 8, Brisbane, well, they're way out in front, aren't they? They are obviously going to be the minor premiers. Behind them, 26 points, 3, 25 points, 3, 24 points, 2, 22, St George Illawarra, they're not out of it yet, 10 into 8. We'll keep you up to date with everything that has happened in Australia in Rugby League World this Wednesday at 8:30 on Sky Sports 3, when we, of course, also will be bringing you all the highlights of this Super League weekend as well. A Super League weekend that began with the Warrington victory on Friday night and is ending here at the JJB Stadium in 40 minutes' time with another classic between the Warriors and the Saints. Well, the Saints, of course, are champions. Maybe we forget that at times, and they have fought back like champions, haven't they, in this first half. It's 18 points to 14, though, to Wigan at the break.
In the battle to save our summer, ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Lilt Ladies versus the Weathermen.
I'm coming to get you!
Oh, it's the Pineapple and Grapefruit Crush!
Go and get them, girl! Come back, you dirty ready boy! Give me back the sunshine! Have some sunshine into your life, you gloomy little man!
Lilt Ladies, the winner!
New McFlurry is an irresistible mix of dairy ice cream and crushed chocolate. So irresistible, our staff are having special training.
Let it go, Dwayne.
New McFlurry, heaven for you, but hell for us.
I want to go out tonight.
Oh, it's a hassle, babe.
We haven't been out in ages.
This picture is still weird. And you can come tonight. Brilliant. And you'll bring all the bits.
What's going on?
Well, I thought if we were going to start going out again, I better get match fit. Found this bloke in the Yellow Pages.
Since we launched First E, the internet bank, thousands of people have said ta-ta to traditional banking. Because we don't have expensive premises, queues, or charges, our interest rates are some of the best around on savings and now on current accounts. All because we put the management of your money in the best of hands. Yours. Just click on firste.com. We put your interest first.
So you all right with that, John?
Oh, yeah.
You off to the drinks machine, Marion?
Yeah, coffee time.
Well, hop on my back. I'll give you a ride.
Right.
You see, at AA Insurance, we do the legwork. We search our list of leading insurance companies for our customers so they don't have to.
Thanks, Leo.
Enjoy your coffee, Marion. Getting customers good deals on their home insurance is my caffeine.
AA Insurance, 0800 444 777.
Easy, Tiger. Here. Have your pint back.
Get your own, you cheeky cow. And you lot can clear off and all.
They are convicted killers. They are couriers of drugs. They are thieves and thugs.
Washington left an easy midfielder.
They are cons.
It's horrible. I don't want to come back here.
New series, Wednesday at 10 on Sky One.
Coming up next Saturday night, the reigning world heavyweight champion Lennox Lewis returns home to London to defend his world titles against the tough South African Franz the White Buffalo Botha. With 76 victories and over 50 knockouts between them, it's sure to be a fight to rock the very foundations of the London Arena. A huge night of boxing, including 3 other title fights. The action starts next Saturday night from 8 o'clock, live only on Sky Box Office. For more information, call 08705 800 888. That's 08705 800 888. This is the Super League, and Wigan against St Helens. Before the weekend, Wigan were top. St Helens were third. At the moment, the Bradford Bulls sit top of the table after their victory earlier today in the capital against the London Broncos. Wigan will go back if they win. They're ahead 18-14 at the break. Kevin Iro looks like he has raised the white flag for the start of this second half. Andy Farrell is still out there, though, for Wigan. So Ian Millwood has been forced to make a change. Obviously, the calf injury to Kevin Iro still pretty critical. 18-14 it is at half-time. Second half about to get underway. And Wigan will attack in this second half as we watch from high up here at the JJB Stadium, from left to right. 18-14 ahead. Farrell gets the second half in motion. Underneath it, Tommy Martin. And here again comes Julian O'Neill. St Helens, you feel, must continue where they left off in the latter stages of that first half. And if they score first, anything can happen.
Well, I think they'll probably feel that they're a little bit done to with the fact that Sullivan, if he would have taken that, they would have gone into half-time. Touched John. A little bit of a facial being given out there.
Right, let's go.
You can see there that the big fella...
Matauti again.
Where's Andy?
Oh.
Andy.
Well,
Chris.
He was involved in that rather strange incident to finish the first half. He's involved in something even more stranger.
Yes, there is a problem with that.
Early in the second. Little doubt he has lunged. I think there was slight movement with the arm.
Well, the touch judge and referee aren't 100% convinced. They're both on.
He's led with the forearm into the tackle. We're not sure where is it in, whether it's the forearm.
He's going to go on report this.
Anyway, it's going on report, and the penalty's going to Wigan. Okay?
The Wigan fans think he should have been off for that.
So do I.
The disciplinary committee will have to judge.
So do I. Remember, Wigan already have one player, Britt Dallas, out with a broken jaw, and the man in your picture there is somewhat fortunate that he hasn't received exactly the same treatment. And Matauti is shaking his head, saying that it was all part and parcel of being involved with the ball-carrying arm. But I have little doubt in my mind that it moved into the face of Steve Renouf. Not the best start from St Helens. It was a horrific opening 15 minutes in the first half, of course, by the Saints. Wigan took full advantage. Can they do exactly the same?
Well, here comes Andy Farrell to try and get the 2 points from the resultant penalty. And he does exactly that. So it's 20 points to 14. Vila Matautia of St Helens has gone on report. And this is the reaction of the St Helens coach when referee Stuart Cummings crossed his arms above his head and handed the decision on to the disciplinary committee this week.
Well, I think when he takes a closer look, when things have calmed down, well, after this game's finished, oh, that's a bad kick-off yet again.
Sean Long this time.
That's a second occasion that Saints have erred with the kick-off. It's a big stadium here, and it's a big playing surface. And you'd think that they'd keep it within, but not on that occasion. They've got the wobbles yet again.
Well, he left Wigan, as I said, in '97, went to Widnes, then was snapped up by St Helens. And, well, that's not the best kick-off from him. Tim Yonkers has come on for Kevin Iro. 6th appearance as a row as substitute, Tim Yonkers.
Well, in that first half, we saw very little of Kieran Cunningham. We expected a big battle against his opposite, Terry Newton. But I must say, Terry Newton, of late, is playing out of his skin.
There he was at dummy half, giving it to Andy Farrell. Farrell skirting out wide. And a good job that The youngster Yonkers got to him. Peters, back it goes to Cassidy. Yonkers again with a good tackle, helped out by Julian O'Neill. Wigan have also made a change. Brady Malam's on. This is Farrell, though, meanwhile. Again, another player slips and ends up on his backside in front of the would-be tacklers. It's back here to Willie Peters. Drop goal attempt from Peters. He's got it. That's a one-pointer from Willie Peters. The fourth one-pointer of the year for the little scrum half.
Good execution as well. I don't think Saints are expecting that. Applied no pressure. Just balanced on the right, swung the left, straight over the black dot.
Well, he's been linked with the return to Australia if Adrian Lamb is signed by Wigan. But he is a bright, bright talent at 21 years of age. Right, let's get the half-time news while we've got a moment. The points coming thick and fast for a second half. Here's Bill.
Yeah, Eddie, it's blink and you'll miss it time, because this game really has been played at a cracking pace. Wigan coach Frank Endicott will be delighted with that steady start from his side. Points coming from the boot from Farrell and Willie Peters, and he was looking for a good composed opening start to this second half from Wigan, although I don't suppose he'll be too happy to see the knock on there from Jason Robinson, which has turned over possession to St Helens. And the bad news for Wigan is that Chris Chester, who took that bad blow on his knee late on in the first half, has got a serious knee injury. Could be out for some time. St Helens, Tommy Martin there in possession, has got a bad shoulder. Sean Long has got a bad shoulder, but Saints still very much in the hunt.
Very much so. Hoppy losing possession, and a little blink of the eye from coach Ian Milward. Well, that's interesting, the news on Chris Chester.
Well, it was away that Matautia. This is the knock-on, just the impact from the tackle. Or did a fingertip get to it? I think it did.
It was. It's Andy Farrell, and the knock-on by the Wigan captain, the head and feet at the scrum then to St Helens. Sean Long, wide it goes to Wellens. Wellens trying to go round one of the best in the world, Steve Renoff, couldn't do so. Sean Long with a scampering run. Here now is Cunningham. Cunningham takes it back with all the heavy traffic is.
That's better from the Saints hooker. We need more of that from him.
Gets it to Perolini.
Hasn't done much running from the dummy half position, Cunningham, tonight.
And there he is now, off the ground into the arms of Long. He finds Martin. Martin, back it goes to young Yonkers. Yonkers trying to get away from Gary Connolly, and Dennis Betts can't do so. Third tackle done and dusted. Here's Chris Joint. Joint on a good run. Takes the tackle, thought about releasing the ball inside to Wellens. In fact, Wellens says he did and was asking the referee to wipe the tackle count down. Long skims the ball across the deck. Whoop. Back it goes from Farrell to Radlinski.
Big gamble there from the Wigan skipper. They've got the penalty. Sculthorpe all over the man with the football. Well, it's a big gamble to do that. To be offloading the football in and around your in goal area. Neat little kick from Long. I think fullback Radlinski would have been far pleased with his skipper to have just ducked the head and played the football.
I don't think it was Sculthorpe who was penalised then, by the way. I think it was the young man in the tackle there, Tim Yonkers, who came in terribly late on the clock.
Saints using a different defensive pattern in the second half. You can see they're trying the sliding defence, which is very short. And oh, what a great run!
Renoff is down the wing. He's done Hall, but he won't do Hoppy. He won't do Wellens, rather. Great tackle.
Absolute sheer skill, both in attack and defence. Shifted the ball to the left so he could fend, but Wellens equal to the task. But look at that, in and out. Just left his opposite winger. Oh, great defence.
Wellens
come of age this year, this fella.
He has. He had a game of his life against Wigan on Good Friday, and he looks now to have edged Paul Aitchison out of St Helens. Not only out of the full back berth, but out of the club. Here comes Sculthorpe again. Sculthorpe surrounded by four red and white striped jerseys. Cunningham. O'Neill.
And three. Come on, Wigan, come on, Wigan.
Cunningham again at dummy half. Little run this time. But nowhere for him to go. The referee said held.
Oh, at the right moment. He thought that it was just shifting the ball away as he said it. There can't be been much in it. Flipped away. There was certainly stoppage of the movement. That's the reason why Cummings.
But shouldn't that be a penalty, Steve-O, if he shouted held and the man has released it?
Yep. He's the many whistleblowers just lost the plot a little bit there. Not surprising though. The pace of this game is had a lot on his plate. Stuart Cummings.
Chris, come on.
And really, that's his only mistake that I've seen, apart from that deliberate forward pass that was allowed, which allowed Wigan to score their first try.
Here's Farrell, who made that pass. That's a perfect one to Radlinski, and a great tackle from Chris Joint to cut the Wigan fullback down. Betson at dummy half now. Brady Malin to carry the battle forward. Midway inside the St Helens half of the field, this.
Well, we saw in the first half both sides eager to keep the ball alive, but they're going down the middle now. It's becoming a real forward battle.
Last one here for Wigan. Crowd frustrated that St Helens are turning Wigan over on their backs and not letting them get back up to their feet. Farrell with an angled crossfield kick, and it just will skip away. Sullivan allowing it to run dead in goal.
There's an old saying, if you do something with your right hand, make sure that your left hand knows what's happening. And on that occasion, Farrell certainly knew what he was doing, but the rest of the team didn't.
Yeah. No penalties, fellas.
That's an old saying, is it? Here's Long. Long has made the break. Sullivan's outside him. Why didn't he give the ball? Wonderful tackle from Radlinski. Hoppy at dummy half. Here is Wellens. Inside it goes to Martin. Martin showed it to Wellens, gave it to Joint. Joint taking on Betts, who does well in the tackle.
Well, all I can think of is that Sean Long thought that he had the legs on Radlinski.
He's back in possession now, is Long. Takes another thunderous challenge, and they're saying he's lost the ball.
He did, but it went backwards. So that's play on.
Martin. Martin! Oh, what a try! Tommy Martin! What a wonderful shimmy! Second try of the match for Martin. The referee is just coming across to his touch judge, who has stood his ground in the corner. Martin thinks that he scored. The referee is going to hand it on to the video. Wonder what the touch judge sees.
The last tackle, was the ball knocked on?
Was there that knock on in the last tackle that
I think it went backwards.
That Wigan were appealing for?
He certainly lost it, Sean Long. It went backwards, and he retrieved it. So that's okay.
Well, is it?
Well, he's facing his own sticks.
Hey.
To me, the ball goes backwards.
What about there?
What did a Wigan hand?
You're hedging your bets now. The players, interestingly enough, have gone to form a scrum in front of the sticks. Is Tommy Martin to be denied? If he is, Ian Millwood will shake his head. Try is given. Tommy Martin. St Helens breathe a sigh of relief. Ian Millwood applauds the decision. That hit the mark. And Martin gets his 12th try of the year and his second of the night.
Fully deserved. This was a break from Long. He had Sullivan out wide, but he thought he had the pace. Radlinski hacks him down. But from this position, one of the cheekiest tries I've seen for many a day. Through the dummy, used Matauti as the foil and scampers across. Kisses the jersey. This is the jersey that they nearly took away from this fella. And he has repaid not only his club and his fans, but also the new coach Ian Millwood in many, many ways.
Sean Long from bang in front cuts the deficit still further. 21-20. St Helens had the sniff of the win, and Tommy Martin has just passed 900 points.
Look at the ease. He showed the dummy and just skipped back on the inside. Deserves a kiss. It deserved the four. It deserves the lead.
The Irish international, never has he received the call for Great Britain. But Tommy Martin, now over 900 career points, and he was on the verge of joining Wigan at the start of the year. out of favour with Ellery Hanley, not out of favour with Ian Millwood.
How vital was that Willie Peters field goal now, which he went for very early in the second half. Well, what a fight back by the Saints. They were out on their feet after only 16 minutes. You could have thought you could have put the cue on the rack, it was all over. But the balls are being potted by Saints now. Wigan, hang on. 1 point in it.
Cunningham gets it away to Nicol. Matautia, looping pass, and Perolini to take it on. Great tackling, though, by Steve Renoff. Sculthorpe, last tackle this. Martin's gone for the big hoik downfield, but it's nowhere near a 40-20. And Connolly to run the ball back. Oh, Cunningham with a fierce challenge. Hasn't knocked Connolly's head off, he's knocked the scrum cap off, though. Here's Robinson.
This is where Wigan have to readjust themselves, go back to that devastating style of football that got them those early points. They really have got to go back into it. They're being sucked into it. An arm wrestle here, going through the forwards, and that's playing into the hands of Saints. Even though they do hold the lead by that 1 point, well, it can go either way.
It can easily. Newton's on the charge, though. Newton's cut them up down the middle. Farrell's arrived in support. Farrell, ball inside. Oh. Forward pass is the decision of the referee, Stuart Cummings.
That's more like it. Skimmed the ball, the link was going. Great work from Newton. He's having a big game. Farrell couldn't get through it.
Not sure whether that was forward. It certainly bounced off a St Helens player who grounded it behind his own try line anyway.
Well, I don't know where he's got it from.
Well, there's a few tonight. Oh, yeah. Yeah, from that angle it's clear. And maybe that's the angle Stuart Cummings had. Sculthorpe, tackled by his opposite number, Farrell. Long at dummy half. Such enthusiasm for this game from these two sets of players. It's the ultimate Super League derby. Why not? It's exactly what we predicted. It's exactly what we expect from these two. 11 meetings previously in the summer era. Wigan 7 wins, St Helens 4. This one balanced on the proverbial knife edge. Yonkers, one of the youngsters who Ian Millwood was praising so highly to us on Friday night. The young kids who've come in and filled in for the established stars, but have kept the season going and bubbling for St Helens. Here's another of the youngsters, but this time it's David Hodgson in the red and white of Wigan. That's a great chase by Hoppy.
Good kick and chase there. They're up for this now, Saints.
Why wouldn't they be? 21-20.
The wobbles have gone away, the tension out there, and this is where the mistakes come. The atmosphere, the crowds, just absolutely non-stop now. The pressure on the players.
Brady Malem, Dennis Betts, that looked forward to Connolly.
It was allowed it.
Yes.
Said it went back. Wigan not complaining about that one.
Betts with joint all over his back. Last tackle, Newton, Willie Peters. Angled kick over the top of Paul Wellens. Wellens collects on his own try line, races the ball back. He's got Steve Hall there with him, but this young full-back, Paul Wellens, lots of experience now despite the tender years, only 20 years of age. And there's Steve Hall, who, as I said earlier, is 21 tomorrow. Some great young talent at St Helens, some great young talent at Wigan. In fact, they're coming throughout the Super League now, beginning to blossom in the summer of 2000. Cunningham. Nicol. Taking on Betts and beating Betts and having the devil's own job to bring him down, Wigan. Sullivan. Here's Martin. Stabs it down the wing. That'll find touch.
Bit disappointed with it. He wanted to keep it in the field of play. He knew that it turned the Wigan defence around. Coming stronger into this game, Tommy Martin. Didn't have much possession early. Magical try, though, he produced. Super dummy. Using the tout here as the foil. Skip back on the inside. Really has set this game up.
Radlinski plays the ball to Farrell.
O'Neill's down. In back play. He picked up a knock.
Well, this crowd tonight, 17,500 or thereabouts. It's a Super League record crowd at the JJB Stadium, eclipsing the previous best against the Bradford Bulls, that epic 12-all draw the other Wednesday. They've turned out in even greater numbers for this, and the paying patrons have not been let down. Fabulous game. 20-21. Who's to win it in the last quarter? Last tackle here for Wigan. Newton. Farrell. High kick. Oh, Farrell was hit late. Farrell was hit desperately late.
Touch judge not to come on. And they cannot believe it, the Wigan fans.
Well, it's
Farrell. Oh, dearie me, it looked like nickel.
It looked like an elbow.
Certainly did.
Farrell's back on his feet. Meanwhile, Wigan have got an extra set of 6. St Helens fumbled the high kick. Wide it goes from Peters to Renoff. Priceless class. Class from Renoff. Second try of the night for Steve Renoff. Absolutely breathtaking skill from the Australian superstar. And there's a bit of a blue now behind the line because Wigan are complaining about the Sonny Nicol attack. That's what they think on Andy Farrell after the ball had gone.
Well, to be fair, the Wigan skipper has gone into the ranks of the St Helens players and just calming things down. He's not going to take too much about it. But it certainly was late, and it certainly was an elbow.
Number 10. 10. 10.
The try has been given in all the mayhem.
Beautiful skills from the man they call the Pearl. And it certainly was.
I mean, there's absolutely no need for you to get involved in that at all. It all settled down and you nearly kicked it off again. Right now, think about what you're doing, please. Right, Andy, there you go.
Well, he's had a word with Tony Mestrov, but Wigan were incensed about what happened after Farrell hoisted the high kick.
Well, I can't believe that the officials did not see this. Oh, it was. We won't hear the end of this, that is for sure. That was a bad one. Even if you were committed, you should not go in that fashion, not with the elbows raised like that. And not surprisingly, the frustration leading to a little bit of involvement. Long wanted to try to pick Mestrov's nose. Didn't like it. Not surprising.
Well, Andy Farrell recovered sufficiently to add the extra 2. It's 27 points to 20 now. The flags are up. Renoff with a classical try. Added to by Farrell's conversion. And 27-20 it is. Well, lots to talk about.
Oh, there's plenty more to come. Let's hope that I'm talking about rugby league football and the skills. We've seen plenty of that tonight. But let's hope that it does not just explode. We spoke about the tension. With a lot of verbals out there. A lot of elbows.
Who's your man of the match? 09-009, 10-10-13. Renoff has the ball again. 09-009, 10-10-13. The prize for you at home, the 2 tickets to the grand final, an entry into the draw for the box at the Theatre of Dreams on the night, October the 14th. The prize for somebody out there on the field, the wristwatch. Farrell's kick ricochets off the St Helens man, and it's head and feet to Wigan, because in Stuart Cummings' opinion, the St Helens man played the football, and he did. It was Perolini.
Certainly put the arm across. He's going Wigan's way.
Off his ankle, off his boot. He'd gone, I think, to try and charge the kick down from Farrell, a la Tommy Martin in the first half. Ian Millwood, well, his team have had their share of injuries, and now they have their share of worries with the disciplinary committee due to take a look at one incident on report, and maybe they will have a look at the Sonny Nicol incident with Andy Farrell as well.
And I think they'll also take a look at the Matautia dive, which has brought about the bad injury, evidently, to Chris Chester just before the half-time break. They're going to be busy boys up there.
Here's Willie Peters. It's now with Andy Farrell. Farrell just delays, flicks the pass out wide. Was that forward? No. St Helens have it back.
First one was by Wigan.
Knock on by Renault through the head and feet by Saints.
Right, it was one out of the way. Saints won.
There it is. Well, they'll be happy with the scoreline, but I think even the experience of Frank Endicott realises this St Helens side will not give in. And Millwood knows that they've still got plenty under their belt.
They have, because with the Bradford Bulls, they are one of the only two teams to top 100 tries in Super League this year. And they certainly have the firepower.
Do they have the petrol? Is the fuel there? It has been a ding-dong battle, this. So fast. It's got to take its toll late in the match.
Well, inevitably now, every time Sonny Nicol gets the ball, he will be booed by the Wigan supporters. Long, Tommy Martin. Oh, what a pass to Perolini. And Perolini has got Long on his inside. He's dumped it out wide. He went the wrong way. Sculthorpe is tackled by Radlinski. But Saints not finished yet. Matautia on the charge. That was the last.
Went for the power play. It's getting scrappy out there.
Tony, what are you doing?
But I don't mean the standard of football.
It's a handover, brother. Last tackle. Put the ball down.
Matautia did not know it was the last tackle.
Here we go, Saints.
Came like an express train.
Here we go.
Bang. Great tackle from Robinson. He put his body on the line.
That's one.
And you can see the reaction from the coach. He wanted to kick into the in-goal area. He just lost the plot there, did the big fella. Came charging on, shouted for the football.
Well, why wasn't the ball passed inside in the first instance to Sean Long, who was hunting another try?
He had two opportunities.
Three.
They may rue that fact. Perolini had the opportunities, lost that football. This will be play on. Back to 6.
Referee wipes the tackle count down.
Wasn't stolen, it was just knocked out. Same shoulder.
Lost it going backwards. Tommy Martin, I think, was expecting a whistle for the knock-on. That wasn't forthcoming. So here comes Gilmore.
That's two.
Martin Fly hacked the ball forward.
Come on, fellas, come on.
Wigan have it back and have an extra set of 6. Mestrov trying to brush away from Cunningham, but you can't get away from Cunningham like that.
Well, it's disappointment for Saints. That really fully deserved a try. It was a magnificent offload from Martin.
What a step and a run by Betts. Hopley hauls him down. There's a St Helens player flat out in back play. I think it might be Sean Long. It's Kieran Cunningham, we're told, as Reynolds gets the ball out wide again. Down on his knees.
Get out, Paul. All the way. Back on the
Will
way.
they keep it alive? They've only got 12 out there of Saints.
And there's a big problem for Cunningham. The ball is slid across. It's picked up underneath his own post by Martin. And Tommy Martin's away. Looking for Sullivan, gets it in. Sullivan now. One blue jersey, surrounded by red and white. Support is there from Hall. Sullivan!
What a try!
It will be a try. It is a try. Fantastic try from Anthony Sullivan. Picked up on his own posts by Tommy Martin. Fed to Sullivan, and Sullivan had the pace to beat them all. What a fantastic try in an absolutely memorable match.
Well, where was the chasers there? There was only 2 went for the kick from Farrell. They failed to regroup. What wonderful vision there from this fella Sullivan. The jinking run in the steps, yeah, that's fine. But his ability to read it, soon as Tommy Martin made the break, he knew that Martin didn't have the legs, but he knew he had to get into a position so that Tommy Martin could offload. Super skills. Go, you little beauty. That's a try that his father would have admired. Absolutely sensational try here at the JJB. Yes!
Anthony Sullivan, Welsh international, Great Britain international. Over 200 tries now for St Helens, and Sean Long taking aim at this vital conversion attempt. Trying to drift it towards the posts, hits the post. 27-24. What an absolutely fantastic match.
Look how he reads it from there. He's come right away from the whitewash, and Martin can see him. What a wonderful offload. Then the skills, in and out. Then the step back inside. The acceleration. He used all the width. He used all the speed. He knew that Hodgson couldn't get there. It was always going to be TRY time. Whoa, this game is not over yet.
4 tries apiece. The boot of Andy Farrell and the drop goal of Willie Peters separating the two sides. And Sean Long was just the width of an upright away from making it just the Willie Peters drop goal. Nicol goes to ground, plays the ball to Sean Hoppy. He escapes Hodgson's grasp.
Well, we question the fact, did St Helens have the gas in the tank? Well, Sullivan certainly had. But you've also got to point the finger that there was only 2 chases there when Farrell put that kick in for Wigan. And it could be a problem now for Frank Endicott, the coach. Is it Wigan that are going to suffer now? Can they get their legs working?
Well, Wes Davis has come on. He's gone to full back. And I think that it's Connolly who has gone off for Wes Davis and not Lee Gilmore. Gilmore is still out there. But here is Wes Davis. He's around Sullivan. He can't get past Hoppy for the second occasion.
Good effort there, because that was a good chase by Saints.
Here's Betts. He hands it on to Robinson, a match winner on his day, Jason Robinson. Here's Farrell. Now Gilmore. Good defence by St Helens as the petrol and the fuel gauge drops a little bit lower. There will be the odd gap appearing, but this is a full-blooded cutthroat tie of a match in the Super League. This O'Connor.
Full-back for St Helens, Paul Wellens is reading the situation well. He's not back. He's in the sweeper position there. You can see him, knowing that they wouldn't go for the long kick.
No, they grubbered it into the arms of Sullivan. Here is Wellens now. Try to go between Farrell and Brady Maylan. Let's get news of Kieran Cunningham, who's just played the ball there. Here's Bill.
Well, it must be some tough game if even Kieran Cunningham's picking up knocks, because they don't come much harder than the Welsh international hooker. But Cunningham is still out there, despite the fact that he too has picked up a shoulder injury. The 3rd Saints player to get a shoulder knock in this game after Tommy Martin and Sean Long. But they're persisting with Cunningham, hoping he can run the problem off.
Martin just dabs the ball over the top, and he's looking for... Oh, and it was looking for joint, but this is Hodgson. Hodgson's got Long to beat. And Nicol and Long managed to bring him down. But Wigan, here they come. Peters, Davis.
Good break by the youngster, took his opportunity. Just got a little bit confused when the cover defence was coming to him.
Robinson was missed by O'Neill. This is Terry Newton. Newton teasing with them, getting the ball away to Renoff. Renoff coming inside, looking for the hat-trick. 5 metres away from the St Helens line. Newton's the dummy half, going down the blind side. Renoff again. Over the top of Gilmore, bouncing into the arms eventually of Robinson. And Robinson up the middle now. It's perfect drop goal territory, this. And Willie Peters is there again. And Willie Peters gets another. Second drop goal of the night for Willie Peters. His 5th of the year. It just stretches the advantage a little further.
Common sense. They knew they were on the rack. They knew that Saints were buoyant. They were moving forward. They were getting in confidence. One way to get the heads down. Doesn't matter whether it's 4 or 6. or just the one. It slows down the pace. Won't slow down the heart rate of that fella, Frank Endicott. It has been one of those games.
That was the 7th drop goal of the year 2000 for Wigan, and they're obviously using that ploy a lot more this year. Just one throughout the course of 1999, and they didn't register one in 1998. But with Willie Peters in your armoury, whenever they get within cooey of those posts, he's there.
Not only that, they do have a new coach in Frank Endicott, and Endicott fully aware of the value of the one-pointer.
So St Helens now 4 points adrift. Who's your man of the match? It has been entertainment par excellence. They all deserve the watch. 09009 10-10-13. Ring in now with your vote. At the moment, you're looking for a Wigan warrior, but we've got 7¼ minutes left. I wonder whether you'll be looking for a saint. Cassidy juggled with it and somehow kept control.
Did ever so well, didn't he? Under a lot of pressure there. Now then, is it a case of Wigan just hanging on? I think they could pay the price if they do take those tactics.
Don't think that's in the script tonight, Steve-O, somehow.
Unless they want to just utilise getting to a good position, go for the one-pointer yet again, which would be an advantage.
Well, yes.
It's a long way out, though, on the last. Will they go for it?
Radlinski plays the ball to Newton. Farrell will drift the kick over the top. Oh, he measured that to perfection. Saw Steve Hall out there and just chipped him. It bounced within inches of the touchline, but it's a measured kick.
Outstanding. Just what the doctor ordered. They really needed that. Turn the opposition around.
And run the clock down a little.
Wonderful thinker.
And he has the utmost respect for his captain. And the captain has the utmost respect for his coach. Now then, off the knees. Hoppy, play on, off the knees.
Well done, the official Stuart Cummings there.
Wellens on the run. Taking on Gilmore.
Just saying that he was under a lot of pressure there from the Wigan crowd.
No penalties.
And it came off the knee. It's catch-up football now for Saints. They've got to keep this ball alive. They've got to take the gamble. That's when the mistakes perhaps will come. But that's also when the break may come.
Cunningham. Yonkers. Hasn't let him down. Tim Yonkers hasn't let Ian Millwood down. Tommy Martin. Just on the 40-20 mark. And taken into touch by Hodgson.
Did he jump from the field of play? Well, inexperienced perhaps. Just lost his bearings. Little tap on the head.
Did he take it out?
So don't worry, son. We're still leading. Interesting, this one. Yep. The official's got it right.
Well, it wasn't a 40-20, but it might well have been.
Makes a difference.
Here we go.
40-20 now, all right.
To be fair to the youngster, it's difficult there. He's not all that experienced.
The tale of two coaches. Here comes Saints again with Long.
Ooh, Renault nearly pinched that ball from Hoppy.
Wellens,
sorry.
Long, trying all he knows. Sean Long. Yonkers, enveloped by Peters, gets it away to Nicol. Nicol, wrapped up by Radlinski, who feels just underneath the chin again.
What a great ball and all tackle by the fullback.
Joint, still going Joint. Captain so close. Cunningham, Long to Martin. Oh, he's dropped it.
I can't believe it. He said that the ball was pulled out of him.
The ball was stolen.
He said he did not lose it, it was stolen.
Well, if it is, and if it was, he scored the try here. And with a conversion to come, this could win the match.
Well, he's done with them all the way.
Gilmore got a hand to it. What's happened here? He's touched it down.
But if he gets a hand to it, Gilmore, does it go back? Then is it classified as a knock-on?
Well, no, Gilmore stripped it one-on-one.
Yeah, but if he strips it one-on-one, that's play on. If it goes backwards, right, let's go backwards. Then did it touch Martin's fingertips? Definitely reaps it out. That is okay, but does it touch his fingers?
No.
If it doesn't, it's TRY.
This could win the match. This this is such a big call for tonight's video referee.
No doubt about it being reefed out, but it went back from Gilmore. So that's play on to this point. Now the referee, the video referee will see. I don't think he touches it. That's what he wants to look at. Forget about that. That's okay.
Well, everybody is on the feet here at the JJB Stadium looking at Sky Sports big screen, and the debate that is going on here is going on around the ground and no doubt in your living rooms as well.
Does he go for the arm or the ball? Now then, if he goes for the arm, he cannot be deemed as knocking the ball out. That's why the video referee, and you can see that he's got half a clutch of the jersey. Oh, this could be glory or a horror story, whichever way you want to look at it.
Well, it's all on the plate of one Jerry Kershaw. What a weekend Jerry had last week.
I'll go for the knock-on from Martin. I'll go that Jerry will deem that he went for the shirt and the arm, not the ball.
Well, Martin believes he's scored, obviously. Now then, Tommy Martin, that's his reaction. He's watched as you have. Here's the decision. They're going to win it. St Helens are going to win this. Tommy Martin, not only has he got the try that levels it up with the kick to come from bang in front, he's got the hat-trick. Tommy Martin, unlucky 13. No way. No way, Tommy Martin, not unlucky 13. This kick could win the ball game for the Saints. Incredible, this.
Big ask for the video referee. If somebody looks at it, he's deemed that Gilmore did go for the ball, not for the shirt or the arm. They're appealing to the official Stuart Cummings. It was a very, very difficult one to make. You can see that he's got half of the shirt. He cannot believe it, but it'll change as soon as he sees this. And as soon as that TRY came up on that big screen.
Well, Tommy Martin told the referee it was one-on-one, it was play on. Tommy Martin gets the decision from the video referee, and so now it was down to Sean Long. The decision's given. He's gone from despair, thinking Martin's knocked on, to elation, and the kick might have won it.
Well, it's an amazing turnaround, isn't it? Remember at the start of this season, or start of Ian Millwood's season at St Helens, there was some controversial video referee decisions that he was absolutely livid. And I said that through the course of the season, it probably would even out, and it certainly has today. The first time it looks in 20 years that Saints have done the double.
Well, they've got 2 minutes to last, and 2 minutes from the end of the game, Frank Endicott's men are behind for the first time. This is a match. After 12 minutes, well, St Helens could have gone home, but they have dug and dug, and now Paul Sculthorpe takes an eternity to play the ball. St Helens, there'll be no heroics now.
Up the jumper time.
Millwood, look at him, prowling the touchline now. A famous win beckons, the first time in 20 years that St Helens have beaten Wigan twice in a league season.
Another run from the dummy half. That's wonderful play. Make sure that the kick is deep. Put it into the in-goal area.
Tommy Martin drills it along the ground. That will soak up some more seconds. Tommy Martin's the hero of the hour. Ian Millwood, well, if he could get out there and play himself, he would. And he's going to make changes here to run the clock down still further.
And to think that same Tommy Martin was a man they didn't want at the club.
A hat-trick here. Hang on. Hang on. It's not over yet. Robinson's got it. And who's the man doing the tackling? Tommy Martin. That is Ian Millwood's young son on the sideline with him. And he might have watched a famous win here. Peters goes to ground. 20 seconds, that's all. 20 seconds between Saints and an absolutely priceless win, but here's Reynolds.
Kick and chase, surely.
10 seconds to go. St Helens are on their feet.
Reef and chase it.
Billy McGinty's on saying kick it.
Well, why are they trying to keep it alive? They should have kicked early and it's all over.
St Helens have won the match that after 12 minutes looked way, way beyond them. Ian Millwood, I don't know what the secret is, but if Ian Millwood could bottle it, Ian Millwood would give the game away because he'd be a billionaire. What a match! St Helens beat Wigan 30 points to 28, 16-0 down, remember, after 12 minutes. Then somebody waved the magic wand. The name was Tommy Martin, and he was ably assisted by Ian Millwood, his coach. That's what it means to him. Wigan are absolutely flawed. They can't believe it's happened. And frankly, neither can I. But we were here to watch it. And those of us privileged enough to be in this ground tonight will talk about this for years and years to come. Tommy Martin takes the applause rather of the crowd. 5 tries Tommy Martin has scored in the 2 matches against Wigan this year so far.